Sorry about that, guys.
Introduction or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, sorry about that. Live stream decided to crash. Australian internet. Gotta love it.
Always.
As you were saying beforehand, you were saying that you came into it at a later date. Some of the problems that I noticed coming back into it was there wasn't such a big player base for it anymore. When it first came out, there was a lot of people that used to do co-op opportunities. I haven't seen any problems with that just yet, just because, wow, that's a lot of enemies. Rightio. Just because maybe because the DLC's out, everyone's decided, yep, I'm going to pick this back up again. But I did kind of dabble in it before this came out. Would have been a couple of days ago when I got it back off of yourself. And yeah, I noticed that the community had all but gone. And I guess the good thing that they had with this was that, you know, wow, okay, fuck me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I am going to die.
I think we're assuming that
this is my second playthrough, so things are a little bit stronger.
Of course, yeah. That's good. You want a bit of a challenge? You do enjoy it?
Yeah. So I mean, I've played through, and now I'm playing through it again, and then this came out. I'm like, oh, well, I better get this. It was $30, which I found amazing. It's a 9 gig update, so it's not a small update.
It's something that's it's rather sizable.
And unfortunately enough, this is something that we see so often in games now, where we're surprised by, you know, a proper DLC. We were speaking about this, I think, last time as well, with the problem of, say, Battlefront, etc. They're all kind of like...
they're getting really, really big.
Yeah, the DLCs are becoming smaller and smaller and actually having less and less in them.
Content.
Yeah, for example, what was it? the Battlefront one's probably the best example. At $75, if I remember correctly, I saw it on the PSN the other day.
Correct. $75 for the Star Wars expansion.
And you were talking about it prior, saying what it actually involved, like in the DLC itself.
It's coming with 16 new maps. I think a new game type, and there are going to be some free additions to the game. But I just don't think that for $75 I should be buying another game. Just package it all into one game, and let's call it even, and let's call it quits there.
No,
stop doubling down. You're getting very greasy.
It's not even that. I mean, you've got like Call of Duty and stuff. I don't like to amp up Call of Duty or anything like that because it is the same game. But
yeah,
at least with them, when they bring out their DLCs, they're $15 or usually $20 at most, and they come with about half of what Battlefront's offering. So they come with about 6 to 8 maps, or a couple of different additions to it, and they're about $20. And they seemed reasonable, but when you've got someone asking for $80 for 16 maps, which, so close to your initial release date, it's ridiculous to think that people can fork out, $180 on a single game, when all they want to do is just pay the $80 and play it.
Yeah, I think companies are relying on people now to play their game exclusively. And you look at Destiny for that. Destiny is the prime example of a company that relies on people playing their game solely, and some people actually do. They put all their money into it, which is why I think they do these packages, at least in part. they do them so that the people who invest the time and invest the money make it their, I don't want to use the word career, but their career game. It's the same as League of Legends players. They make that their career game. Now, in saying that, League of Legends does have actual money to be earned and whatnot.
It has like a major game, like Major League Gaming kind of
yes.
approach to it.
It's got an MLG base.
It's always been a very competitive game, and with it constantly changing and balancing the way it does, it warrants it because it's constantly changing. And I might add that is a free game that you can download. It also is... well, everything, like champions and all that kind of stuff, maps have always been the same. They have never changed their map. It's basically the same map, but your characters themselves can be earned the old-fashioned way. Play enough of the game and you can get the characters. The only thing that they ask you to pay for are the ability to customize.
How are you finding talking and playing this game?
I'm like repeating so much.
I know. I'm trying to de-stress really, but no matter what you do, this is going to be a tough game to play.
Yeah. Well, these new ones, the best way to put it is they really push your shit in. One more. Dead. Yeah. These guys are a bit easier because they take a while to attack. That other one with the hammer. Okay, now I can talk. Everything that they ask for money for is purely cosmetic in League of Legends. And if you're going to do a paid service for a free game, or any kind of game really, that's the way companies can earn more money on them. Give away the free maps, give away free maps. The same as Rocket League's a prime example of this stuff. They give away free maps, free game, free game modes, all that kind of stuff, and their only paid service in that whole game is cosmetics. So buying new cars. All the cars are exactly the same, balanced hitbox wise and everything. Whenever you play it, it feels different to you. You'll find a car that you prefer, but they are essentially all the same speed, all the same hitbox, everything like that.
But essentially, I mean, so what we're trying to get at here is basically a 9 gigabyte expansion pack, which is what the old Hunters is. Seems to be really good value in the gaming market as is currently.
Yeah.
It seems that a lot of companies are almost exploitative in the way that they're doing their models. Whereas From Software, having such a great player base and online community and whatnot, has decided to go and make a really solid expansion pack that's worth your time, worth your money for anyone who's already played it. And for those who haven't played it, because it's a very successful first-party title.
Yeah. It's a new IP, essentially, but
sorry, not first-party title, but exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically... Whoa. Okay, I stepped on a trap.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
you learn to watch your step in this game, yeah.
That's for sure. It's something that I really enjoyed, was playing this game. I didn't get very far in, as I said earlier. But I really enjoyed it because it made you think. And then I went to other games and I was like, well, I'm not thinking like I would in Bloodborne, and that was fine. Because that's the way they're designed, but Bloodborne really made you... If you die, you know it's your fault. And then I also found with this game, is something very interesting, is that it reminds me of very old school arcade games in that you would learn the level and learn the enemies and learn their attacks.
Yeah.
And once you learn and you die and you learn and you die and you repeat that process enough, you have enough knowledge and memory and muscle memory to beat the game. You know, it's essentially rote learning a game.
Yeah. Essentially, it is one of those games that it's rinse and repeat. I mean, when they originally brought out Dark Souls, they brought out their special edition called the Prepare to Die edition. So, they're well known for being very... Yeah, PC, when they released it on PC, it was actually called the Prepare to Die edition. Which I actually really enjoyed that they did that. But yeah, it's just one of those... Has he seriously followed me all the way? Wow, okay. Wait, you're new. Where'd you come from? Oh, okay, so... Yeah, so obviously I've just decided to see how the co-op works. Now that they've basically reinstated the game.
Reinstarted.
Yeah, reinstarted. Just wanted to see how... Wow, that's a cool weapon.
Can you kill him and take it?
No, he's one of the friends, so, just wanted to see how this actually works. I wish I could. I wish I could. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it lost some player base because it was so long before it came out, but you can see that they've taken their time and given a whole new experience. Like this area, like they've basically used pre-existing areas and made them look different.
That's cool. So, explain to the viewers out there how they rejigged. Oh, he's bound here. How they rejigged the multiplayer.
Okay, so I just noticed before as well, which I thought was interesting, is when you used to ring your what is it called, beckoning bell, which is that's what you use to call a co-op player. You've got to call a co-op player to your world, you use a beckoning bell to
travel and help them.
Yeah, to help them, you use the small resonant bell, and then finally, if you want to invade someone and play PvP, use the sinister resonant bell.
They used to do it.
Yeah. I've noticed how they've changed it a little bit. Every time you used to ring your beckoning bell, you used to consume a thing called insight, which if you look in the top right corner, is your the little eyeball.
Yes.
Now, when you call, it doesn't actually consume insight anymore until someone joins your world
game.
So what I used to do, because there is actually a difficulty multiplier in this game, which is kind of hidden. For people who didn't know about it, they can get their shit pushed in quite quickly. It's basically in the in the game. If you get a certain amount of insight, it'll eventually add difficulty to your game.
Yeah, the opponents will start having different moves. Not only that, it does actually show a little bit more, I want to say, the story. It can show certain creatures in certain locations. I'm trying not to spoil anything.
Yeah.
And there is some benefit to having a high insight, but you're saying that it also makes the game quite a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in order to summon into your game, you have to ring your beckoning bell, and they will join your game, and then you progress.
You just basically play the waiting game. To connect with friends, you can make it a bit easier by adding a password to your thing and standing in a similar area, because it doesn't actually have like a multiplayer lobby per se.
Yeah.
So you can't. I can invite you to play my game, and then I've got to make sure that I've got my beckoning bell rung. You got to make sure you got your small resonant bell rung. Yeah, it's a bit of a process, but if you,
very well.
Yeah, it was designed so that you play with people who aren't just yourself or your friends. It was designed so
With
that
friends.
you play with
You get
random
to a really
people.
difficult area.
Yeah.
Yep. Get to a really difficult area, and then you pray someone's out there who's willing to help, and they really, the community kind of rallies in that regard. It's very unique as far as a multiplayer experience goes.
Yeah, which I found surprising. Like, you can actually bring up to 2 people into your world as well.
Yeah.
As to the regular one, which it used to be in the Dark Souls area. But yeah, so now they've changed it to 2. And yeah, it's just quite different compared to the Dark Souls, but it has some similarities. They've definitely changed it up a bit compared to the original. I should say vanilla Bloodborne.
Yes, vanilla Bloodborne is always... I like referring to things as vanilla.
But yeah, it was like, as you were saying, it's got a lot of things her saying to...
That reminds me of the vanilla Bloodborne, that fireball rolling down the stairs then.
Yeah. So it does have some little things that are the same but different.
I find with this game, and this is probably the only disappointing thing, yes, I love the art style and the design, but I find that the only disappointing thing for me is that it is very Fallout 3 in the colour scheme. It's grey, and or brown.
Yeah, it's
brown
very
scale.
bland. It does change.
It is atmospheric, and that's deliberate, but yeah.
Yeah, they've deliberately made it a gothic game here, say.
Yeah.
Whereas, most gothic things or gothic styles are very black and white or grey or film noirish is the best way to explain it. Very monotoned, and it's kind of what they're going for in this. They've kind of done it with every single one of their games.
I think it works. Regardless of anything, for a game like this, it works. Especially,
oh yeah, 100%.
In that colour scheme, the enemies will be black and grey and brown. They'll match in, and they can hide them very easily. And then when you get blood on you, like you have at the moment, you stand out and it shines and it glistens and it makes a difference to the world.
Yeah, definitely.
And just to explain to some of the viewers, if anyone's watching out there, you'll see at times either a red or white ghost running around. They are not enemies. They are
literally ghosts.
Reflections. Yeah, they're literally ghosts. Someone, the white ones are someone who has completed that section successfully, and essentially will show you maybe a tip or a hint. And the red one has died and will basically show you what not to do and how to not fuck up.
Yeah. The other thing I noticed, which was quite interesting as well, was that in Bloodborne, you'll see these little guys here. These are the ones that will actually give you hints as to what will be behind certain things. So you'll have a look at these, and like this one says, "Despicable fatty attack from behind is effective." Just then you would have seen a fat monster come out of those doors, and he basically attacked me. Some of those things can be quite deceiving. They're basically like, some people can put them in certain places where they'll be like, "Hey, you got to run from this guy," where there's no guy, or they'll say, "Jump here."
Yeah.
And you're just jumping off the edge. Oh, hello. Here we go.
I found that was absolutely hilarious. Sorry, absolutely hilarious, because on my playthrough of Bloodborne, I got to this little area, and it's like, oh, go to the left, there's no one there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, great. I'm going to go to the left, and there's going to be someone there. So I went really, really slowly, and I was preparing, and then there was no one there, and I looked like the biggest twat waffle ever. And so you've got to be very careful with things, because they can be either deceiving, or they can be legitimate, or they can be legitimate and you think they're deceiving, or that you think they're deceiving but they're legitimate. So it can be quite a mess.
Yeah. I mean, it's throughout their whole series, Dark Souls, this one, all of these kind of things, they have all been, you second guess everything. You just...
Oh, for sure.
You do not trust anyone or anything, apart from, obviously, these guys, which are, they're in a blue hue, which are, they're there to literally help you. They're not there
Yeah.
to destroy you or anything
Screw
like
you
that.
over.
Yeah.
I found that the hints that are written on the ground are actually fairly reliable in Bloodborne. As I said, I think the online community and the community at large is actually quite a good community
I mean,
for it.
there are definitely some. Most of them are just shut up dogs. Most of them are
Yeah.
ones that just, will take common sense. It's not a matter of,
Yeah, of course. You have to discern them. Just quickly, what weapon are you using for viewers? Explain to explain to them some of the benefits.
Okay, so in Bloodborne you have all these different kinds of weapons, and they're all basically changeable weapons. They all change into something different. They're not all just a sword or just an axe or anything like that.
Axe.
Yeah. For example, this one this one's called Ludwig's sword, I think it is. Starts off as a normal one-handed sword, so each one's got like either one-handed or two-handed option.
Form.
Yeah. So this one, in its one-handed form, is just a normal longsword, which I can hold with one hand. In the two-handed form, it switches into a great axe. Great sword, sorry. I've basically just used this one. There are a lot that, will have different things. This one's a slower weapon, rather than a larger weapon. But, you can pick up smaller weapons that do less damage, but they're a hell of a lot quicker, or you can pick up larger weapons that are a lot slower and do more damage.
Which is good, because in that way you can vary your gameplay.
Yeah, so, and your gameplay is going to change compared to what you've actually got. So, for example, I've got this one as well as these ones, which is the Blades of Mercy, which are a single one-handed sword, which is quite quick, and then it switches into two, which is even quicker. So they get quicker the more you attack.
I generally use the axe.
Yep. So the Hunter's Axe,
That you
which
start
was
off with. Yeah, Hunter's Axe.
which is the most.
It's
It's the most middle ground of the weapons. It's basically.
it really is.
It's not too quick, not too slow. Eventually, you'll find your playstyle in which kind of weapon you want.
Exactly.
Like I found that I prefer the Ludwig sword over all of the other weapons. So I don't necessarily use any others. I have got them all because I'm a loot hoarder. Doesn't matter what game I'm playing, I'll find something to loot it.
Yeah, for sure. This looks very samey to me at the moment.
Yeah, so there are little differences. So I mean, if I was in the normal Hunter's Dream or the regular part of the game, you wouldn't see any of these kind of like growths coming out the ground. The enemies are slightly different. So some of them that were usually were smaller have now got like, for example, these ones were ones that like kind of stayed on the ground and were quite slow. They now have like a blood sack or a blood ball bag is the best way I can explain it. It looks literally like
Blood ball bag.
when you come up to it in the stream, you'll find out that they basically have a ball bag.
I did see some online earlier.
They now have like they're now a shitload quicker.
There's a mission around the blood bag later on in this expansion pack. I like that they've added a lot of red there. I think it'll be interesting. I don't know at what point you get them. I don't want to spoil anything for you either, but you do get a ranged weapon in this one. You do get a bow.
Yeah, so you see, this guy here's actually got it, Confederate Seal, which turns into a sword, which I thought was pretty cool. I saw some of the weapons.
I'll totally use it.
Yeah, I've seen some of the weapons, and some
this
of them
looks
are...
like the Shredded Beast, one of the bosses from the...
Yeah, so this level is... Well, this area is basically based on that. This is the same area with differences on the on that same area with the Blood-Starved Beast.
Blood-Starved, I think. So it's a bit of a wrong.
Okay, so this one's a lot stronger than the others.
And use an offhand when you play? Do you use your gun, or...?
Very, very rarely I will use a gun.
See, I've seen some amazing gameplay footage where people use their offhand, and they use it incredibly well.
Yeah, I mean,
Something people don't know. It does stun an enemy, and you can get in and really destroy them, but you have to time it impeccably.
Yeah, so this game is basically down to timing. You have to time your dodges right, and time attacks right, and know when to attack.
How much stamina you have.
Yeah, know when to attack, know when not to, and all that kind of stuff. It does really come down to that.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I am not complaining about. I love the fact that this game's like that. It's punishing, and it's rare to see a game doing something like this where it's so punishing.
Well, I don't think it's rare anymore these days. It was going to be one of our podcast topics, and we might do it in season 2. Challenging video games and that kind of thing becoming a lot more common because of
games like this, basically.
Well, yeah, and we had a spate of really easy games. I think games like The Witcher, however, and I'm going to get smashed in the comments, games like The Witcher do this kind of thing much better. I know. What The Witcher does is it goes, hey, you can play the game on easy mode for all the people who really just don't give two shits about it and want to play it for the experience. And then you've got other difficulties all the way up to hard, and then also you have a survival mode.
Yeah, very similar to Fallout. Fallout has the exact same kind of thing. It has a survival mode.
And that in turn turns it into a difficult game like Bloodborne. I don't think those games don't get appreciated enough for doing that, because that is a big undertaking by the game company. And it makes it so that if you want a challenge like Bloodborne, you can actually have it in those games. I think they need to be appreciated for it. And I would like Bloodborne if it had more of a simple mode. I suppose the simple mode in Bloodborne is multiplayer. You get some people in to help you.
Oh no! Shit! Got stuck on the wall.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
Where the expression is get good, James.
Fuck 'em. Son of a bitch. Yeah, like, there are a lot of games. We did go through a very long stint of piss easy games.
Oh, we did. It was ridiculous.
Whereas, excuse me, I just needed a drink. I'm talking too much. Nowadays, we do have that, you know, either the option for that difficulty or the basically flat out balls to the wall hard like this. Which I appreciate. A lot of older gamers, older than me, older than yourself, appreciate as well. Just because it does signify that, you know, people were calling out for harder games and calling out for games that would, you know, push their shit in.
Yeah. I find that a challenging game such as Bloodborne is really nice to have as a once-off. As long as we don't have games where we have to go and get a password and put the passwords in, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't stand the old school games where you had to get to a point and unlock a password and write it down or look them up online, which obviously didn't have that then. But, yeah, I find that would be more annoying in this day and age. Imagine Bloodborne with passwords. That would be really the next level of difficult game. That would not be fun. I think one of our viewers, Frubix, wants you to get good, mate. But
yeah,
I could be
not going to
mistaken.
happen. No, not going to happen.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Frubix play this. He'd probably school us all, let's be honest.
One of my friends, actually, he's really good at it, funnily enough. His username is called Not Jake. He is religiously good at games like this. He played through Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, and played through them again and again and again, eventually getting to the point where he had surpassed everything.
How does he do it?
I have no idea. He has good reaction time when it comes to games like this, and he is persistent with harder games. So like Bloodborne and stuff like that.
Comes down to persistence. I can't be bothered a lot of the time.
I never actually played Wonder Boy.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
Oh wow, that was the game I was referring to with passwords. That was an absolute bitch. Well, I don't even think that had passwords. I think that was. Oh no, I think it was. Oh, it depends which one. There were a couple. There was one with passwords, and then there was one with. There was one with passwords, and then there was the other one with. Fuck, what is it? I think you just had lives. I think it was just lives. Like you could accrue 99 lives, like in Mario.
But
yeah. Wonder Boy was good time. Great fun.
Like, it is a throwback from, it is still a lot easier than, say, like, Contra, for example. Contra, you basically had, like, 3 lives, and that was it. Throughout the whole of the game, you lost, you went back to the start. So,
can't get like that frustrating. Kind of like Space Invaders.
See, I enjoy Space Invaders.
Yeah. I don't like the gameplay. Graphics aren't that good. It's games not actually.
Ow, shit, there I go. I don't like the guys with the hammers. They're the ones that hurt the most.
I'd be interested, I'm reading the comments delayed here, but be interested to see what Frubix means by the games aren't actually hard. I think he's correct. The games are not actually hard. It's a lot about the gameplay, but it'd be interesting to see how he expounds upon that comment. I find when I was playing Bloodborne, a lot of it was that they would just hit very, very hard. And you died again, son.
Yeah. I told you, don't like the people with the hammers. They're not fun.
Looks a lot like my gameplay. You died. I'm aware of this. You died. I haven't even started yet. You died. Come on, please, calm down.
Yeah, it actually would have been quite interesting to see how they would have done this in... if they had like a PC port for this. In the
fuck me?
Yeah, in the fuck me. In the motherfucker.
Because in the you motherfucker, this is very interesting.
Yeah. In the Dark Souls, you actually had like modders would have certain things like when you died, other things happened. So rather than it saying you died, you had ones that were like, you're a faggot, get good. Freak sakes.
I would find it interesting if any modder out there, when you die, just before you die, the Mortal Kombat voice comes up and it's like, fatality. Well, yeah, fatality, like that would be, that would be the funniest thing in the world. See, that would make dying worthwhile until probably the 50th time.
Yeah, audio probably will basically come down to my shitty internet.
Yeah.
Apparently my audio's cutting out. Yeah, it'll come down to shitty internet. Wish I had good internet. But yeah, it's interesting to see the evolution of games when a game like this does come out. Games like ones will be like, oh yeah, let's make it punishing. So I've seen in a lot of recent installments of games, it can be quite punishing. Motherfucker, I missed
Yeah, I think at least they've got the option. As I said, Witcher 3's got the option, 4's got the option to make a pixel.
Yeah.
And there were some other games, I can't really remember what they were. They all had really difficult modes or hard modes. I think even Uncharted, the Uncharted collection has that option. I think it's a good nightmare. I think I've got to lock it, but there's the option for that, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
And it's good for people who want to challenge. I don't mind challenging video games, but because I have limited time, I actually do also like making it through the video game. So,
oh yeah,
Bloodborne is, I desperately want to make it through. I just don't have time until Christmas.
Yeah. There are like a lot of my games like this. I do like the game to be quite hard. Other ones that are supposed to be very heavily story-driven, I prefer to play on easy to get the story first time around. For example, I played... what was the most recent one I did that with? I did it with Batman. Big Batman fan, so I decided, yep, okay, cool, I'm going to play this through properly. Get all of the story, and then I'll go and play it as a challenge, which I did end up doing.
So in order to play Batman in challenging mode, it's actually really interesting. What you have to do is get the PC version and set your PC on fire, because it's a piece of shit.
Yeah, basically.
That's my little dig at Warner Brothers, sorry.
Don't worry. You don't have to apologise. They should be put into a fire themselves.
They should.
Yeah, I mean, after the whole Batmobile fuck up, I will never, ever, ever let them get away with that.
Well, so, people out there probably don't know what the Batmobile fuck up is, but the Batmobile fuck up was basically you pre-ordered a Batman copy.
Yeah. I pre-ordered a copy and they fucked up and they never gave it to me. Long story short, anyone who doesn't know about the Batman thing, if they had a Batmobile, I was like, holy shit, a Batmobile, I'm going to pre-order that motherfucker. Pre-ordered it, and I, was not allowed to get that because they did not make it, and it was about a week before they actually released the game, which is total bullshit because they must have known beforehand, everyone knows that, but they will still not come out and say the reason why it wasn't released. All they've said is it was for quality purposes, and they have not, they basically have not given us a proper explanation or compensated the people who actually forked out this kind of money, which EB and Game or GameStop, wherever you're from, it was not their fault. It was Warner Brothers and Triforce, I'm pretty sure, or quote me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure it was Triforce. They were the ones who fucked up on that kind of stuff, and it was just, a major fuck up, and poor EB, GameStop, all that kind of stuff, they had to basically foot the bill. Which, is no way to keep a player base for a game that was actually on the rise and, was one of the best in the one of the best in the series of Batman games in history, superhero games in general, and they fucked it. Absolutely fucked it for everyone with this kind of stuff. Frubix just turned around and replied to us and said that the game just has some really easy to master mechanics of just looking at your enemies and reading their attacks, dodging when needed to. And he made a good point with it, saying that, but because we have regening health / health packs galore, or the gold Tanuki suit in Mario, we see these as harder games because we don't get pushed as hard to succeed, which is a really, really good point. Let's see if I can actually not die. Yeah, so long story short, for anyone who does not know about the Batmobile thing, basically everyone was pissed off with the fact that you couldn't get it, and they still haven't played properly right.
They just weren't happy with the model.
Yeah, so basically they just weren't happy with the model, and rather than coming up with something different or delaying the order of this thing, which has been done before, where you can come and pick up your pre-ordered item later than the actual game, rather than supplying the game and going, okay, well, you can have this game, but you aren't allowed to. Jesus Christ, this thing again. You can't actually pick up your item yet, which has been.
Which is fine.
Yeah, which I have no problems with.
I would have
rather to have waited for that product and played through the game, rather than it to be cancelled completely on me and be told, well, there's nothing you can do about it. And
exactly, it's not ideal to have to wait any longer than anticipated, but
no,
it's better than never getting the item.
Yeah, exactly.
And just a quick shout out while we are online, if you want to see more Batman related content, we do have an unboxing of a Batman limited edition back signal. Go check that out, link in the description. We also have a solo queue by Jimmy D on the Batmobile issue, link in the description. And if you'd like to help us out, check out our unboxing of The Witcher Hearts of Stone plus Gwent pack. Try to get that bad boy to 100. It's nearly an 80. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, so...
Sorry, just a shameless plug.
But yeah, it's one of those...
Bloodborne.
It's... Ooh, I have some old hunter gear. Cool, alright, well let's put that shit on.
I was watching... I hate plugging them, but I was watching an IGN video, I believe, and they were playing this, and they attached... It was either IGN or GameSpot. I much prefer GameSpot. But they were playing it, and they equipped a certain set of armor, and I think it may be a helmet or something.
Yeah.
And you turn into essentially a cauliflower. It's very funny. It's friggin' hilarious.
Frubix just messaged you if you check that out.
Oh yeah, and also Mr. Tappy, I have a Freedom Planet Index box coming my way. Figured you might like to do an unboxing of it. I have no idea what's in it. Mr. Frubix, that sounds fantastic. We would love to engage in this agreement. We will be in contact with you during the week. Thank you.
Wow!
Also, for anyone who...
What the fuck is... What? Okay.
Anyone who out there wondering why we are so close with Mr. Frubix, he has appeared before in our videos and will appear again. He is in our most recent podcast, Dr. VR special. Check it out.
Ow! Fuck me!
Seriously. I mean, you're offering, thank you, but I'd rather not. I'm pretty sure that's your fiance's job, although I shouldn't say that while we're on air, but, she's never gonna watch this.
The beauty of live streams.
Exactly.
I might want to add that this is the New Game Plus version of this DLC. I haven't played this DLC before, and it was already more punishing. And I've just made it harder for myself. So
yeah, because you're on New Game Plus. In theory, ladies and gentlemen, we should have a series up soon that we play through Bloodborne. I think Jimmy D, you'll be playing through as an unskimmed.
Yeah, so my plan is for me and you, when you get the Game of the Year edition, I think it's called. Game of the Year edition.
Yep.
That we will do basically, because it's not really co-op, but we'll do a co-op, a co-op style with Bloodborne from start to finish. I'm going to go as the harder of the classes, which basically gives you nothing but a weapon. and you will play through as normal.
You start off lower level.
Yeah, so I start off as a lower level. I don't get any high-powered clothing or things like that as well.
Yeah, and I'll be starting off regular, going with experience in this kind of format, and then we'll be merging hard and playing essentially co-op. It will not be, 100%
Yeah, so
co-op.
bits and pieces. So I'll go through one part of mine, we'll defeat that boss, then we'll come through and we'll go through your one. We'll set it up before we actually go into the live stream and set it up so that we're both at least on there, so they're not sitting around waiting for us to find someone.
Exactly, yeah. So no, that'll be quite a good little series we'll have happening. We will hopefully live stream that one. It should be a live stream series, I think. Maybe over the Christmas period while we're quiet. And then we, obviously, we save all our live streams and upload them to our channel, so you can check them out after the live has gone out of the stream.
Yeah.
It should be a good time. That way, a lot of people will get to see Bloodborne in all its glory.
Yeah, so then
probably get to see me lose my temper a lot. I'm usually quite mild-mannered, except for... I don't know if you remember that evening I was playing Bloodborne and you were listening. I was just... It was not a fun time for me.
No, I heard some profanities that I have not heard from a person before, is the best way to explain it. I was so surprised with some of the things that came out of your mouth.
Not only that, I screamed like a little bitch multiple times.
Oh, yes.
I'd freaked out. It'd be nothing as well, most of the time.
Anyone who doesn't know, Bloodborne is really well known for going and putting things around corners or places where you can't essentially see and having them pop out right in front of you.
Yep. And sometimes they're enemies, and other times the ghost things that I was talking about earlier, which are meant to help you, but apparently I'm stupid and didn't pay attention to that part. The same thing. Go and watch the VR podcast. There's a little clip in there of me freaking out from a lock. Pops up on screen. Oh, look! Get a cat over there. It's a freaking lock.
Ow! Fuck! Ow! Oh, you piece of shit! I get.
Jimmy B doesn't suck at Bloodborne. He's just showing you the one area over and over again so that you know what enemies are coming up. Of course, this is all by design and not by...
Oh yeah, exactly. This is all on purpose.
This was our plan. Exactly.
Most definitely am just doing this so that you can sit there and be like, okay, now I know that, I can die here. And,
Yeah.
You can say thank you.
This is where this enemy's coming from, and he's making sure he shows you all of their attacks. It's a really detailed plan, that.
Yeah, so this is all part of my plan to show you that, these crows, they do this little fly attack and all of these other things.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so I now have the old hunter trousers. Alright, full set. Awesome. That worked out well.
The full set is always a good set.
Oh, hello, puppy. Alright, let's go have a look at you.
Puppy. I don't feel like dancing on the ocean.
So clearly I will need to level up a bit more if I'm going to solo this. Okay.
Yes.
Oh wow, I missed him. Oh man.
Oh man, it's
It's one of those hammer dudes.
A hammer, brother? This isn't Mario.
Oh, if only you knew.
It is. That's the hidden story behind Bloodborne. This is Mario before he was a fighter.
Wow. I really don't like this hammer, guys. I can come up against everyone else. Not these fuckers. I'm just showing you how much they hurt. That's all. I'm not actually dying by accident.
It's exactly right. It's planned.
Yep. This is preempted.
Oof. Yeah, you're getting punished.
Yeah, just wait.
You're getting punished. I'm watching the live stream, of course, so I'm a little delayed.
Yeah.
It's going to be different when we're playing together. We'll have live reactions.
Yeah.
I think we should do probably a Rocket League live stream at some stage.
Not the Coliseum, the new map.
Wasteland.
Yes, Wasteland. Seems like it'll be.
Yeah, we'll do a live stream of that. Yeah.
It'll be quite fun.
And I'll probably do a solo queue on it as well.
Yeah.
Following the trend. It should be quite good. That way we'll have all three of us live reactions. Should be quite fun. We will get Jimmy D to do the streaming because he does have the best internet out of all of us, and that's still not fantastic internet. So that's not really saying much. We are in Australia, so most people's internet is rather crap.
Yep, the best my dollary dues can buy.
The best our dollary dues can buy. I like that. I like that way too.
Alright, then I might stop it there so people can stop watching and die.
Yeah, good plan. We will see how we go in the future. You can play around with it and get a little bit further in.
Yep.
Maybe live stream a boss sometime, but we'll see how we go.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Alright, catch us later. Don't forget to like and subscribe, check out our other videos and all of that stuff.
Ciao.